Coming up on the next episode. Good Friday afternoon to y'all YouTube. It is 1:41 now in the PM. And as you can see before you, I have pretty much got this part ready to go. These holes are drilled and ready to go. I can put screws in them anytime I want. I just haven't right now because I'm still working on the wiring. But to that end, I'm going to show you a diagram, flash up a diagram. Now this may look familiar, may look like the old one, but there are some changes. Number one, you can see the extension cord over on the right, where it says extension cord in, and the two 9-volt DC wall warts are plugged in for the meter powers. That no longer connects to that terminal strip. Well, I don't think it did, but it goes a little bit different now. Instead of going to the one side of the switch, it goes back all the way to the transformer, or the variac actually I should say. And you'll see the it says SF there right next to where it says power transformer. That's one lead that goes into the same place as the fuse connects to provide power to the variac. And that also, if you trace it all around through this fuse, it goes to a spade female connector there, and a spade male on the power switch will connect there. As you can see, of course, the power switch is connected, and then there's a spade male, spade female again, and this goes, instead of going to the terminal strip now, this goes to a plug. And this will plug into the power strip that I put behind the MFP, or underneath the underneath this area here. And this will be all of the MFP stuff that plugs in. There will be, this will be on its own circuit. So if I want to take this out, all this will come out as one unit, and nothing won't be connected to anything over here or over here. And so that makes it a little bit better, I think. And so that is a good deal. I like that. So anyway, this is what it's going to look like. Obviously the fuse is up here. I mounted it up there to keep it out of the way. It was just the best place to put it. In other words, I'm trying to keep this all one unit, and I don't want it to go wiring going somewhere else and things like that. So when I pull this out, one unit comes out, and that's pretty much it. And so you can see meters are over here, both of them. I decided to go this route instead of trying to put one over here, because that was just going to be too much of a problem. And this way it looks better, I think. You got your voltmeter on top, ammeter on bottom, you got your switch, you got your outputs here, and your control is here. So, you know, there you go. That's pretty good, I think. And of course you have all your other stuff there yet. This, other than the AC voltmeter, which I yet to decide where I want to put it at, it may go up above the bench amp or something like that. I don't know yet. But it will be included, and it will be a input for that, and that will be used as well. But that's the only other thing I have on the actual MFP, from the old MFP I should say, that's going to be used. Now none of the other stuff will be used except for, and I've got this on its own little wherever I put it, except for these devices here, which, let me pan you down a little bit. There you go. This is one on top is the little buck converter that provides power to all the different stuff, 9-volt, 5-volt, and 3 point whatever it is, 4, whatever it was for the DMM. I've got that labeled, and I don't know which one it is, but maybe that's that one there, I think. Yep, DMM. So there you go. That goes to the DMM, obviously. Now this will obviously connect to other things, but you know, it's just simple connectors. Take off, and it will come out then. Not sure how I'm going to do the meter power, or power for the DDS signal generator counter, but all the rest of this stuff that needs 9 volts or whatever will go to like the tester. We'll have the original connections there. Now underneath here is, we take this top off, that's Don's tester. Remember Don's tester that tests the LC circuits? That's still there, and that's going to have outputs, I think, over here. I'm not really sure. I'm not totally up on where I'm going to do all this, but if I do, That will leave this side for the filament transformer, and that has to be wired in also. All that stuff will be, if I do put it on this one, it will be behind this one, and like I say, all that will come out or disconnect from it. And that should work. Now, the only problem I have with putting it here is that it's going to have a power switch. And I'll probably use one of these power switches. I guess I could use the other kind, but it's already got one to switch from 6 volt to 12 volt on the output. So I'm hoping that maybe I can get this all worked out. These are going to be banana plugs here, or jacks I should say. And that's what I'm going to use for the LC tester, I do believe. I think that's just a better situation. So that's just my opinion, you know, whatever that's worth. Bob and I have been talking more about the BDST, and it will be incorporated into this at some point. But I want to get the updated version installed and using it. So that's what we're going to be working on here shortly. I'm waiting on parts. In fact, I have some terminal strips coming in today that will be used for the bench wiring, and those are coming in. And so that's that. But like I said, this I want to show you how this comes out. Now consider you take out the screws. Now you'll notice this will probably fall around. It's not even glued in. It's just sitting there. So it may fall. But anywho, this just pulls up out of here like this. Just that simple. And we'll look at the back side. And like I say, it's all going to be all self-contained and one unit. And that way, if something happens to it that I need to get in and work on it, I can just pull one section out, again modular, and that will be a better deal. Now obviously there is more to it than this. We have the high voltage filter circuit, which is, let me back you up a little bit. This one here, high voltage filter circuit, that's where the high voltage from the transformer comes in, and the output goes to the meters and the output of the panel, the DC output, and that's got to go on there as well. Now the other thing is the meter power, and they are here somewhere as well, and I haven't, oh here they are. These have got to go on there, back there as well. And they will just fit back in. They're not going to be actually connected, but you can see they do disconnect from the rest of it, so that'll be pretty easy to deal with as well. So that's going to do that. And I thought about making another floor type thing like this for all this to sit on, but I think it's going to be just fine because I can't fit everything on that floor where that would fit, and I think it's just fine like that because it unplugs, and like I say, it's again modular, so we like that. So everything is going to be hunky-dory, I do believe. The other item here that I don't know if I think I did show it. Yeah, here it is. This, and let's get you out of the way a little bit. This is going to be have its own power supply too. That's this one here, and that's the one that's 2 amp and provides power to all the buck converter here, and that way it gets its power and provides power to the meters, to anything that needs 9 volts. I'm going to do before I decide how I want to power that, and I can just use its own, it came with its own wall wart, and I could use that very easily because this power strip that I put behind is going to have probably 6 plugs, and that should allow for enough of everything to plug in and have plenty of access to it. So that's the plan there. So that's what we're looking at here now, and like I say, it is I'm hoping to get this wrapped up this weekend and get basically it all wired. I do have my I don't have my soldering iron heating up, but it's ready to heat up. I've got the sponge wet and that's ready to go. Really not a lot to do here. We've got to put these little terminals, or not, ring terminals, whatever, on here for the output. That's got to go on there. The plugs are pretty much plugged in or wired up for both of these. Now this is the meter power for the ammeter, and that's the output for the ammeter. And again, that will go to here or here, whichever one it was. I forget now how it went. But this is a little bit shaky, it seems to be, but once it's screwed into the framework, it's nice and steady. and that will be good. All this is obviously got to be wired up. I don't have that wired, it's just laying there. I do have the transformer bolted down now and tightened, and it is well. Now I did have to raise up the variac a little bit because Bill had pointed out, and I really didn't hear him when he said it, but he was absolutely correct that the wiper, if it's too close to that bench top, would hit that bench top, and it did. And so I had to raise it up. Now at first I was going to raise the whole bracket up, and I put some runners on it to do that. And then I was sitting there on my chair taking a little break, and I got to thinking, well, if I do that, that's going to raise this up, and it's going to be out of whack on the frame. So I came back to my senses a little bit, took the runners off, you know, the glue had just barely started to set, and decided I would make do with this, raising this up, the variac. As you can see, there's the original hole, and for some reason I went off half-cocked and started drilling holes down here to raise it up, and really it didn't need down here. But again, this is going to be on here, and I was looking to see how this is going to fit, and that will cover all that up. And so, like I said, that's not a problem at all. That is not the knob. I don't know where the knob went to that I had on here. I'll have to find it. But again, that would work if I couldn't find the other ones. But like I said, I know I have one around here somewhere that came off of it. But anyway, all this, like I said, will be covered, and it's up now. It matches the holes here that I drilled, and these holes will all match the framework. And so everything is going to be hunky-dory on that. So I'm glad I caught that mistake of mine. Sometimes I get in a little hurry and I do things impulsively, and that was one of them cases. So, alright, that's going to do that, I think. Nothing else really going on today that I know of. This is kind of a lazy day. Well, I say lazy day. I've been working on this, but and of course I have my oldies playing when I'm doing this. So that's all good. But anyway, like I said, it's gonna try to get this done this weekend. If I can do that and get this mounted, and you know, at least it will be done. I know it's done. I probably will test it if I do. So I may bring you back and show you that if I get that done this weekend, and show you the actual readings and things like that, and hopefully that we can get accomplished, and I'll bring you back when that happens. So stay tuned. Alright, well there's a look at the Packard Bell radio that I'm going to be working on here. I'm going to give you a little light on the subject. And I want to show you what I'm going to be taking apart here. If I can find my little pointy stick. There it is. Alright. This right here is just tacked on. You guys may recall I tacked that on, and it is going to be removed. I've got my soldering iron heating up. I'm going to undo that, and that's going to be our entry point for the DC power supply to supply the power. Now obviously the radio is working. It is tuned to the local station, and so that's where we're going to leave it, and we're going to unplug it now, and we're going to redo our thing here and get on with the demonstration. Alright, got it unplugged now. I want to again take this off. Probably a little bit of residue. When I say residue, I'm talking about filter capacitor voltage on it. I'm going to let it bleed off a little bit. I like to turn it, when I undo a radio like that, I leave it on and unplug it instead of turning it off. I don't know if that really does anything or not, but I think it kind of bleeds back through the circuitry, I believe. That's my feelings on it anyway. So, like I said, there you go. I'm going to make sure I'm on the right side. I believe that's our, when I do that, I keep looking, thinking forward. I believe this is our negative terminal, I think. I got to double check, but I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't see any indication on here that says that's negative, but I think it is. Seems like this end's got the red wire here going to it. You guys can't even see down that far probably. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's it. And I want to flash up the schematic here. We can see again where we're at. Alright, once again, there is the B plus from the DC power supply connected here, and this is the minus for the supply on the B plus or B minus, whatever you want to call that. That is it there across that capacitor. And that has been disconnected, as you can see there. So no connection to the rectifier. So there is going to be no B plus from the rectifier. We're going to prove that. We're going to turn on the radio here, or plug it in, and show you that there's nothing going on. And alright, so now we have the tubes warmed up, and I think they are anyway. We're going to turn on the, well, we would turn that on if we had plugged in. I guess it'd be probably a good idea to plug it in. There we go. Now it's plugged in. There we go. Alright, there is nothing on, obviously. Here, turn the knob up. See what we get. There you go, there's your radio. You can hear it. That's at 15 milliamps, or 150 milliamps, I think. 35 volts. We're going to go on up.
I don't remember her name, but she got down and looked at me and said, "Jesus loves you." I'm 73. I still remember that lady. She's probably in heaven dancing around there.
All right, there's 50 milliamps. We're going to stop right there. That's what it's supposed to have. But you can see it clearly works as it is intended to work, and that is what we wanted to find out. The radio can be controlled, obviously, from the controls. And our preacher's still preaching. And so, like I said, that's gonna be our demonstration. Like I say, everything is working as it should. Again, that's just about the right level. I can go up higher. It's gonna put in more, you know. But you know, we don't want 140 volts in there, obviously. 120, that'd be about right. So you can see 59, 60 milliamps being drawn. Now, that's not going through that other resistor either, obviously. So that's exactly what we wanted. And again, it's a little higher than the, you know, what we got when we were going through the other resistor, but you know, still that works. So that's all you need to know. Let's turn it down and see how fast it goes down. Oh yeah, there you go. It goes right down to nothing. So we're going to stop it right there. We're going to unplug things. And that's going to do our little demonstration. Now I just wanted to verify for myself basically that this is in fact working. And it is, obviously. And that's a good thing. So, not sure how well you can see over here, but this is our next project for the MFP. Now, I'm not sure that I'll get to it yet. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do next. I may take off a couple days and think about this, because again, I've been basically trying to get this bench organized and get it going at the same time as I'm doing all the rest of the stuff. And I have it pretty complicated with all this stuff. And then I have the BDST project, which I want to get back on and get that going. So, like I said, that's what's going on here. Turn that off. Don't need that on anymore. And that's working great. I'm happy, very happy with that. Now, let me get this out of the way just a hair here. As you can see back behind there. This, I think, what I'm going to do is take one of these little switches here that I've got a million of them, seems like, and put that, maybe mount it right here. I'm not really sure. I might mount it down here. I kind of want to use this area for the filament though, and I don't know how far over this comes, but I'm sure it comes over a little bit further than it indicates here. Probably at least this far. So I'm gonna do some checking on this to find out how far I can take things here. And again, Don's tester, I think, was going to go over there. There's just two connections for that, maybe a switch. I'm not really sure, probably. But that's probably what will happen with it. So anyway, that's a quick look at that. But like I say, I want to get a switch on this because there is no power switch on it. and I don't like having things without being able to control them, and that's a good way to do it with a power switch. So, so that's what may be working on that. I don't know. I have to take all this apart again. This is all, it's all screwed in, but at the same time, it's not ready to go, obviously. I do have this glued on now. I found some E6000 glue. I tried my contact cement that I have, the Wellwood contact cement. It's dried up in the what do you call it, so that was no good. I was going to use it to attach that, but this E6000 seems to be working pretty good. We'll leave that on there, and hopefully it will work. And I was happy to find my knob. I could not find that knob for anything, but after I cleaned up the bench, there it was. Amazing what you can find when you clean up the bench. All right, we're going to leave you guys be, and going to get off here and do some other stuff. I don't know. Let me show you over here real quick again. Now there is my transformer, my isolation transformer I was using with this. I had to wire it up temporarily to a this here. It usually goes to my AC panel on my Variac output, but I had to do this temporarily so I could get this demonstration done. I don't like. I could have done it without it, especially having a knob on here on the radio, plastic knob. But at the same time, I don't really care to do that. I don't like being able not to touch the chassis if I need to. And so, therefore, I decided to go ahead and just hook up the isolation transformer. It didn't really take that much. The plug-in was already on it. And this end had clips on it. Not clips, but all those little terminal things that allow you to just screw right into the receptacle. And that was easy to do. So. Alright, did that, so that's good. But the rest of the stuff, I have 2 or 3 other things I want to get done here. I've got these little things I need to unsolder and get the so these can be used again. I don't like wasting anything. I'm just that way. I don't care to waste anything. So that's that. But I'm very happy about the DC power supply in and working, and I think it turned out rather nice. It's not as compact as it was, but at the same time, it is easy to get in and out and work on if it need be, and change things around. And that's one of the reasons I like it this way better. Again, that next thing that's going to be done over there is the bench amp. And that won't be done until I can figure out exactly where I'm going to do with the filament transformer, the BDST, Don's tester, all that stuff. It's either got to be mounted over here, or it's got to be, there's another, maybe you put another strip in here. I don't know. We'll see. But again, whatever it turns out to be, that's going to work out just fine, I think. So happy about that. All right, you guys, in the meantime, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.